Patromedasi piece wa Jibreso ni bidin komo, and it has nothing to do with cocoa, so you are disappointed. Because when you say the part of the one, we can that Facebook friend that will be a cocoa. Patro feed Ghana ni here. And Sunday about cocoa. So more pre-giddy na feed Ghana komo ni bidin. But Minister Kazaka said, "On to me international sorry ko, bra cocoa wasem." Okay, it's not possible. It's going to be an interaction with the minister because it's difficult to get ministers to talk to. The media, they are told suffering no feed Ghana because we need to understand that concept. Cocoa has always been with us, with the politics, with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I've always said that Omambia will take major decision. Not one share or minimum. Now share Ankrankra and Amanyo could be one o ye interest in here. They be our minor suffer. And that's why I say political decisions and thereof has never been good for the country. So, Mesremo, one of the advocates for this year and beyond in our politics is that let us call a spade a spade. Let's be truthful to ourselves so that it may move from overly partisanship conversation and arrive at a nationalistic conversation. I say this because it's like, but that does not develop a country. Rather, those challenges now a woman are intimate, my intimate, NC Poma, Cocoa, only the ultimate. Now, okay, no minus so far, so be free Cocoa, the Brawa Breno. And no should be our conversation and our focus. It helps in shaping our thoughts, it helps in building a country. On that note, after this year, a potential president of this land and a great minister, member of parliament, I mean, that's our question. Na member na kwa bado manager. Oba kwa. Me that's me. Conscious the same. But you jam Adom boko. All the challenge dey bomb bribe as somebody minister we am MP we munya brene constituents na nkase ntimi ngodi nkomo intention share. Ogwa yi naming ceremony unko. E chiri boko dey. Boko man. O mati ase adwuma wo ye won kran ma Ghana ne omo. Oba dem say me dey eyi no bana ma nkokora mensan beko. Die dwuma die bia o sabe ye no constituency bia me fa ni agro. Na sisi akura nyame adoma bosome nwatwi nko na wie first week of September no meko akoye to bi ho a me the project akese bi ebeko ho no okay enti eduru ho a me no nyina ne team nyina yebeko na mahwe nyuma ma de ekogu akwanso ewo ho na wa start wa die no fefefe nyame anim wa kansa ma obi a wotie bi ahu se woti wadwuma ase na mo mahene koko nsem no ehia Ghana for pa na ade bi hia omanfo saa na omo penchiremu se ade ya titi se netie meti we mi koko kwani koko ne de hwem from nkwara abremu nyina abedru ene na for mfie bebre no ade a me pa ne se koko kwani no obedi in fact NDC abapa we NDC toto ne ma se ye nhwe kwani ya memeye nipa medikan akasa etia sa ade no na de abai sisi ya no enye sa obi ho akye no obi dia wo ho no obi mfa ngo ho da bi eye enkyiremu na nipa nya yede enti ase na ansa na no me cha asem asi omifie just last 2 weeks ya kyerɛ me ofia na abrewa bi bae ana o se ne nana bi bon kro no na me na me MP me won potem ho to de betum anim memoa na ma prosifo ma kyerɛ ne nana no ma no enam se de na de aba o se ne ba wa brokyere bosum bi obra no $200 bronya bre no ko se sa onya 3200 that is can 32 million let's say 1000 bia no onya 1600 because $1 bia de bagana na ye 16 cedis into onya 32 million nano akra no ko baya what the 2000 ka kra bia fa wa fa can be 1200 wow nti akwa na ekromfo onim de ekoso o mahene na meti wodinam se abrebai na abufu a wode baaye no enya asem ketwa enam se abra omo okro no omampanyini dwom ama baaye no yesika na e content manuoma boy eden ndi de okofa ka afia brochire ba ha no wodi bedru ha
now se sako dollar mu a na asidi na ne boa ye dia Ghana fo ntimi ntua ntia ma yon ro say ye ko fefra broche be ne boa no pagya ya ekoduru be 9,000 plus
ton no
but ne no ya ma sidi no what the dollar ne ba wunya sidi sa first what the $1 ba na wunya 16 and now the $1 ba wunya 10 cedis ka crave ne da so
25
afọ nu aso ka cheme na da na mahama so yesa na so ma mi sika 1200 ko
aboy
na me to me bo e cheche nsese wa anya sa nso a adwuma ma o man ni nyeyie na ye de akosi bronika dollars wo de ba ye cedis mu a na ye kakraka ama akosi broni se ye yakohwefo ye mo ye bosia bio ndi Ghana ko ba bia se akwaje bosia ye nya bi sese na mama ye ne sa no ama ye ka no so ati hwim abro 100 billion graphic so ama ye ho aye akono ama Ghana san enye na nimonyam o se ha sa ene ye se mo nsemi so edo so no do de asie sa pepepe nete.
Okay, so what's summing up on my church in teacher coffee or the Libya my come what I'm doing is say you have the privilege first 5 people because there are a lot of questions we need to ask. Just 5 people. Assembly and on Cocoa Mathis. But interactive. One could natural and will be a mouse. Nipa enu. Many be sharing common as Cocoa common and send the Feed Ghana because Feed Ghana was the main aim, honestly. It was solely on Feed Ghana and Cocoa getting common as but 0302 211 701 equals 4 0302 211 701 equals 4 question B nipanu question B would you say at on tiase twitwiri bi o baby I dey say no mo ye na say no mo ye na I didn't know dey sika ni ekoku ku ni sika e ba no akwa afia bi amosusu mo program ko say sa nchiri mu no enipanu madaro ma because you won komo but to start with the campaign promise John Dramani Mahama opposition then now president of the land was that 70% increment and then mu say 62 and
70.
More than 70. More than 70. Increase equals 70.
Yes. And yeah, increase no. 70% of FOB price.
Exactly.
Say a cotton cocoa no abucha. Sika ibenya free mubiano. Yema Ghana kweni no 70%.
Okay. So remember so say 70. Yem koko we answer. Koko ni wi adenya ba. Okay. Koko ma che na pom ti say.
Adomo.
Wadara ma o kasa free yetie o.
Tibo soso mi kasa tibo soso.
Koko ba che yetie.
Ache bo soso.
Yetie o.
Ba jo Dama previous government no was on. One can say, Cocoa. Then our price of the Mayan is still. Now then, near Wabasisia, Ochia, scored it to Sugan.
That's right. Sika the two so say
in 200 cities.
Okay.
Yeah.
The percentage identity.
Okay.
That's right.
So you only concern here. More criticizing previous administration said they should have given you better, them better. And they the modia account on the calculation, they do 200 cities simple.
Yeah.
The friend audition Marchi and Apom to say, hello, Marchi Apom to say, good morning, Apom to say. So quickly. Pacho Kasa free.
Mediani also free the cafe Amanse South District. Manso Dubia.
Manso Dubia, Yetio.
Obayagasia, and I'll say any Ejuma Obama Ghana, any you are thinking. Now, my question is, I buy that an nature mono. Now, fertilizers are Edima if you are for you do baby no, now almost Toma if you are for. But if you say, I buy a Bojima, okay, to put me on there, a beboa, a farmeta, or more a Buama Puku and let me up a jasso. Now, the fertilizer application of fertilizers, no, and a campaign so and I buy who frame, I'm buying the persona or distribute to Edamaya farmers.
Fertilizer
idea here,
fertilizer application.
Abo, nay, you need me and Yasu Pasua. Fertilizer idea, a beboy, better honorable Eric Opoku, a boy, not say a fire. Fertilizers, no, you bet me distribute that is also free here. Come on.
Okay, Cheba from Kumasi. Oh, yeah, you're Cheba from Kumasi. Okay, Cheba also. Cheba for Kumasi also. Hello, Cheba for.
Yes, sir.
Marchi and Ahoye. The Kumasi the Potem. Whatever about you meet you. Na ekura ba ase na ofi. Ufri ekura ba ase.
Me pepe kumase.
Ana me say ekura ba ase na ofi obi afri ekura ase.
Efijase banko me banko just.
Good. Pacho etiu. What's him?
Wadaruma, Mr. Opoku.
Yes, sir.
Omun call rounds. No mu pagana facho. Omun call rounds. No mu pekwi atwacho. And some mu kabu previous government so. And some mu kabu na nado aban so. Se nado aban ye ni paboni ni na wo se kwiafo. Kwiafo ti kan ki eche mu nyensa. Wo se koma kwiafo mienu. Then Cabana for Baco. I said, yes, the way calculation are very. Previous government did a nominal calculation yet. I said, I look a book calculation are all yard.
Okay, so
dollar buffalo.
The
previous government no more reasons. Tiana, the moment you have one is that.
Okay, maybe Wadaruma Jinaha Yakakra said a boy. I think I'm sure Jina so men so the TNA Wawa say Mrs. here. O say ene amongst inchirimo mode ba ne say Ghana yesidi no abono ho modern in terms of na holding to the dollar no e ho no e no kura na
fine e ho no e no kura but previous government no na world price of cocoa na the no form on from calculation the time no na world price of cocoa na no form
there be don't need what we say was maybe how you na so mo pacho if you say mo na akuafo ni ni sa chopa no pacho to obi ya no amaye de odi ho ye hwan bi Wadaruma abushua ma chi apom say you chat on ebe into baby and then we have a lot of things can ajadu ma chi na ho ye
Adom na monso e
o nyame adom bi ai kama ajadu mesori tie
yo it is me bisa asem ka fa kuku nsensem amoka no MPP aban wo so no aban ya asisi wo so MPP aban no aka kire ekuafo se MPP aban no koton kuku no adwaman so a 9800 na yamo mu ekuafo no 3000 kina se aban na fa 6000 ne pese ni ubisa minister man se sisi no omo ekuafo no 3250 send yeto no adwaman so na send aban no sisi offer because now MPP brain almost almost fast start. You see NDC so 10 almost fast. And no more microphone 3200.
Okay, so yeah, that's it. P said Monjana Motime. Minister, address this one quickly enough. You're in studio now. Also say we are the.
You, my name say Lady Ka. You better. I'm afraid you na say.
Yeah.
Say you are the teacher of mine. Oh yeah, penny now do my anwa. BBC na man for no ntiase a. Na wanya bre na wa chichi wa chiro. The edika no osi adenti na yetu mu kete omahine yakwa
endu 200
enokre yakwa amansan adwom no koko ton no yenya no $7,200 amansan adwom na afi wei krachefo a wo mamu nyina obetbi ya betumi agugu no ahwe global cocoa price no oma predict wo dwom say afi wei whether na ye e wa Africa and the cocoa be increase production be increase and the amount price no every day bia no on average e reduce by $3.46 and the nya cocoa no $7,200 per ton the dollar bia e be ton 7,000 ton bia e be ton 7,200 ya share kuafo bo say yema ekuafo 70% ebo na ebenya no ho no fafo na calculate $7,200 70% $5,040 last year 2024 MPP aban ko dwomu no onya 9,000 plus
oh no mo ka 64 kg bag no
yes
I say 6,000
yes because na exchange rate no tieni o onya $9,700 no or the $3,001 and the
so exchange rate near a key determinant
enya ma hokra yente edwom ho price na yenya na se azani aba exchange rate
to $7,050 to $5,040
$5,040
okay
And they say kuyani bia.
So the first point they say the assurance or promise of 70% has been achieved.
Now TNA 2024 omoko dwom no munya cocoa no 9,700. In fact, na ya predict where say cocoa short to abrochire, you know. And the price was cost so edu abi kura na 11,000. That is why omanya for where sales.
God they knew
say ebe cost nti yenye de ebe boa yenya ebe ma se cost kura ebe nya advantage afrim. Into for $9,700 na abani di mu $3,100 and a bread equiafo.
What now came no?
What dear meba? Minyan kura $3,100 no the break for last year. Cocoa buy to in a bag you do see and be a ton or the $3,100 and a toy. Afi, your call drum hono. Cocoa bonum is 7,200. But your share for boss, I was a for the year. You're almost 70%. And the cocoa boy, de mafino, a year $5,040.
And that's exactly your promise.
Our promise.
70% of the FOB no.
That's right. Not just say dollar no na ekoje ye no. Afi we cocoa ton bia na buy the almost $2,000.
And ato
so. But what chinye bi o ho na.
There be chinye bi no.
3,100 last year.
To 55,000.
5,040. In the say the 3,100 na kuafo nya bag du nsia last year. Afi kuani nu nya $5,040. But what is kind of bar? You have $5 no to cocoa no. It's a one nane. At the cost CDC. But last year no, so what the $1 ebe drew Ghana. Now when you're 16 cities. And from the bedroom Hano, on the 16 no multiply 3,100 no. And on your 49,600 per ton. And on which was 16 at the my bag bia. And a bag bia 3,100. And I had $1 ni bedru ye no.
What's the sound?
What the $1 ni bedru now is sir. And yes 16 bio
problem aba.
Because ya ye o minus sika 70 ye. Ama ye sika na ye dey e ho aye dene.
Ana see $1 na aba form.
Enti ama $1 no aba form.
CD no was so.
CD no was so. Enti now the $1 bedru a ubenya 10.25 25 pesos. Ama ni what must say? Enti ama
the sound to will not be felt.
What you say? Enti even though $1 no when you baby ba won na ne koye cedis ni mu a exchange rate na ye de aba form ni nti no ama ye kokuya ni o cd value no cd terms no in nominal terms ayeketwa but what was there
papa so common nyina is centered around this
and the see no also medical can bro we accept
in common nyina the truth is that what is out there is your promise of 70%. The breakdown now means that 5,040 as against Obi and all 9,000 as of that time. Now the break 3,100. When the dollar that time was 16.
Yes.
What's that?
Yes.
And then she share no ma buy no dollar no enya aba form. Aba see the no happy general.
Yes.
This amount a difference of $2,000 crowd to the area brew no. Usika no en cost
yes.
Because you can why ding.
Yes. I feel what I say.
What I say.
Now Obi bisa wasembi or say na abayafa say ofa say see asa de yakania $7,200 $7,200 or mine na one multiply no by 1025 where the wa between ayo 7,200 by 1025
7,200
by 10.25 ebema 73,800. Now we're dividing no. We cocoa konya na brochure nyina ho. So what you say? The okonya na brochure nyina ani ho. And so benya cocoa bag we had the kwa brochure ton bia. O see this no, ye benya 73,800.
So divided by then.
We divide it ton nyina.
All we got is 70.
And to the cup divide by 16 you have brochure bag bo. Divide by 16. And then all the bag bia kwa brochure. We benya say 4,600. Assign exchange rate. Yeah, the 10.25. And the check here. To 4,612. Now, out of this 4,000, I buy say, remember, 3,228. And to free who they are buying 5.
Okay, so you're tear from
minus 3,228. I think 0.75. Well, if you fancy, remember I'm saying,
1384.
1,300 every bag. I buy there 1,300. Now I buy 1,300 now. Bag be a what free so. Near ma what they be ya make ni.
1,300
no. The na last year or 3 and me for market free more. What the be to fertilizer make you phone free. And no be say na you be channel.
Musa go back to free.
Yes, because cocoa no conform. You be see increase production. Enti akuafo no ye the fertilizer ne komo mo a ye be say obi anya bigu na fo titu de yare bia ni na fo so afata so onya cocoa no fertilizer gu ase we ye cocoa fertilizer. Then says ka we ya anso on say first no
administrative cost am kasai no.
Aha, ya reduce on kakraka.
So kasai yo. Say administrative cost nko ya mini sika ya
3.4 billion Ghana cedis, 34 trillion 2023. Unprecedented in the history of Ghana. It is a ne ya maska na anko say na administrative ina anya ketekete ya diku ya nini hwambo. The only problem senka MBP 416 no. Selection rate in the year 16. Said the omde calculate last year no. 16 na one ade multiply 5,040 na. Enka kuani koko bag no. Enka na buro 5,000 wo yanya 6,000 Ghana.
Okay, so yema kuani ni ntiase na wo bag baako as against can no ko ton ako bag baako yese.
Ene ye. Ewo Ghana. 3,228.
As a result of
the exchange rate.
It me ba na me catch you say enye papa what should be mintiase.
You see the entire obetu aka say.
So that's where the challenge is now.
Yes, the challenge is say oko manage economy. Now oko drum say asa okoto iron rods a. Obakona iron rod no ne bo no so ate because of exchange rate na
about 6,000 or so.
Na 9,000 plus no obenya no be 6,000. Enura obi so obeto car the omde twe ayi ni bi no anwea no. Emo no se no onya no oba first no 20 December ho na ye 16 billion cedis 1.6 million. Na no oba ye no omde dollar no ye no aba 10 billion ka krebne that's 1 million ene ketwa bi. And we anya savings be 6 million. But I said what must say? That is what the exchange rate can do. That is why a business environment, you know, one fan your man aka say, abana ya dey so ama exchange rate na dey ejina. Na ni so one say, wa wo the dollar free at the mountain bia no. Wo be se sabasidi mu a, wo dey be dey e be yeketwa. And that is why I started with Abrewana story no. Me ba what must say there. Abrewana wo ba mama ba so say, yes wa ma o man na yesika se mu jina because of the exchange rate no. One was affected no because the dollar na de brand no was say we nya cedi na o de dey enya no enti makodwo mi koton koko dollar na de ma me ya ma me 7,200 ma shabos me ma makuafo 70% ma calculate 70% no $5,040 me de ma makuafo na mo was samba cedi mu a me exchange rate was sa de akuani ni benya nie o ma hene me be some bisa one question there. Yes, rate, you know. Said the 16 now, and it's about 10 to 24, 10 to 20, you know.
10-25 is the best.
And yeah,
it's the best.
Oh yeah, sure.
Very, very.
So, news sounds really bini.
10. I don't quite them. That's why me set a premise. Honestly, conform me my uncle for $1 in terms of like a tiabo sumi bia, and they are complaining that a buying more than bona how more patch they say. Na ketua eba in dollars. Ti kanina dollar no wosro no. Na ketua ne ye bebele. Abucho mommy antia say that's why me sha say can say you be din komo from the angle of say you dwene Ghana kuani no ho. Am obi a winner. Ghana be winner. Kuani be winner. Some of these things will pop up. And no other komo sha say nyina no. Obi a di America kujina NDC for constitute Eric Opoku. Say mo di ehwambo. Obi abeka no pese monko na monko pacho if you say but a chop and then pese metias ntia me share that ma kwanya say wa how be e bro adwene ntias so for sa asem sema ba ba bia nyina ye di chim say ade na ene mutimatu from 31 to 54 na yesika ye nya no aye kuma bi pacho me spokesperson for the government but the question say if we start approaching things from a national point of view, the results will always be positive for Ghana. You see, Canada, it is a whole Canada now with $10,000 2024. The $10,000 is about 2024, no? And that same $10,000, no, one we are be sure. Say that everyone can say, "Hey, idea." It's but to some of them, a pain as Ghana grows, at the expense of any party, including me.
Onim, exchange rate is sanity. Every year, exchange rate because I said, "Bia, just how the city baby no akwaje dollar no." Emmanuel Maboye dey, many pa mo kire no obi aye dey, esu. Na eba form so a, what dollar wo dey ba bia no, wo di bedru ha, na ye ketewa bi. Etu ya say o man ni, me makoton cocoa. Ya mabra kuya for $3,100. No bi so akoton cocoa. Wa bra kuya for $5,040. Enka hwan na ni akuya for na di ni ye. Na mo wo ba na wo nane e de ko sidi ni mu pe. Na exchange rate na wo tutu ni ye no. Se kura se bebre san papa se exchange rate no emra from more. Emra from more na ko madwuma businesses ni na anya dey enye yi. Se ba from more na kwaje $1 ba na ma akuya for no $10,000 kura na san ba from more. E ma scanner side dey. Na eno so no e wo sunsuanso e san de boaye because sika e benya bia na ye de try de. E do come market na de wo koto no se ne bo no so aba from a esimu ha.
I think some of the positive this thing has done is that Ghana the kapao dollar eka I build interest all the time. But ne okoye kana na bia na million because of the dollar
niti o check here.
No man shine free kana. Maybe you have no idea.
Yes.
Even though you're painful, but money benefiting big time. It's me kwa bia America. Aban bia obeba more than dollar usi di bit menya award $10 no. And tempower award and ketria. E ka dodo na o no because we are not guaranteed of the stability of our dollar sir. Aban in the first 7 months no. What me aye no abo no homodin bia amanage na. Timi say Cocoa all over the country. All over the country. The truth we cannot run away from is that government of today, if we are holding him by his 70% promise now, if you do that on FOB in terms of a year, a sikashuna, a year ton or a drum house is saying now the 70% a year in Chimuni, about $5,040 as against the other previous administration where the dollar was hovering around 16. Chop a anyhow. That's the first point. Maybe you will not appreciate it because you see the now holding our cost so even a difference of $10,000 krona still you not appreciate it. Now let's come proper to the welfare of the cocoa farmer. Because Ibini Benanti ako say the most monanti ko ibini misrepresented all the time. Obi a kind of the welfare of the cocoa farmer continues to be a challenge. Under your jurisdiction, this administration, how do we improve it? Because clearly, meaning that cocoa can be a juma pa, but the sika be all no. What are some of the incentives? So he will not feel that pain.
Yeah. O man dem say medawase. Na sa na o man chechire ya na etie. Eba se ya. O sa ban de ni hwe kwan ben mefa so a meso akuafo mu ama ayeyi. And that is why Aban say like in 2016 say ya na na ye no. Aban say say sika 1,300 per bag of cocoa bia Ghana ban ete dia to ho no. Mechem de bia tua adwumayfo no ka. De besa aka no. De pesa me di yeni. Me de say ska ni bi ebeto fertilizer beche dia ma akuafo no. Cocoa board beba abontene a kire kwan a ombefa so ama akuafo nsa aye dey aka fertilizer no. Na kuani bi anya bi e de agu nefo so. Then number 2 say ska krona no. Mesa de kakra to ho. Akuafo a wo mo manim nwoma na o ma wie secondary school a ya na university no den no me de so be kushi wo mo aye scholarship de amankwala no na wo matimi akọ university no asan beboa awofo no so bio plus several other interventions. But this is your first year in government. We only want to be honest and transparent to the Ghanaian farmers. Memetia says here cocoa price e kakraka menyeskapa me ma me no me nuanom ne ade nyina enyeskapa pa but me wife come market no ba no be catch them say ye koye no mo ane ye koto no eso atia mageni because exchange rate na ye dey aboa exchange rate na ma ne Ghana na ka mre yen enti yɛde akɔto aman yɛde ka ntimi ntua mu ɛno nti Ghana akɔyɛ the friend domestic and external debt exchange programs
DDEP
ama yɛ kan yɛtua hyɛ da sɛ daakye yɛbɛtua no ɛna yɛn ma banyama yɛ debt sesia no so ɔde kɔka yɛ GDP ho a wode toto ho a ɛyɛ 43%. Na yɛ sɛ yɛaba fam a ɔman no sikasɛm yɛ dɛ ɛgyina yi. Nti obiara nti aseɛ sɛ Ghana aban ɛnyɛ n'adwene sɛ wɔhwie akua ne sika. Na that time yɛyɛ argument no me kan na ɔman maka kyerɛ sɛ me politics me petrol twa wo 9,700 aban na makuafoɔ 3,100 ɛna yɛka kyerɛ aban sɛ dabi sɛ wo makuafoɔ no 6,000 ɛna wo fa 3,700 na at least kakuani no ho bɛyɛ dɛ ɛbɛhar no etimi yɛ table ɛkyerɛ percentages sɛ de aban no fa no wafa dodo a ni kwa sɛ saa na sika no yɛ dɛ ɛyɛ ɛwɔ sɛ dodo no kɔ akuafoɔ hɔ na aban no fa ketewa bi anytime a ebetwa kokoo bo a aban no bɛfa kɛseɛ akyɛ akuafoɔ no osisi akuafoɔ and at that time aban no kyɛ mu nan ɛna ɔno fa miɛnsa ɛna ɔma akuafoɔ no baako na mepa krachefoɔ a ɛyɛ debate ni nyinaa sɛ obi nya analysis onyusu table a mehyehyɛ de yɛ press conference kyerɛ monsantwerɛfoɔ ɔdadeɛ so aba no onye the same table sɛ ɛboɔ no yɛ sei exchange rate we say yɛsesa wunya sei enti di aban ama no wafa akuafoɔ dodo sei na nka akuafoɔ nyinaa nyɛ dɛ ehunu bi ona obia nso ne obetua controversy asma me ka kyerɛ wɔ ha ni because $7,200 now with the 10.25 ɛyɛ exchange rate no akakreti na wa hunu kokɔ a sika ebenya no wɔtɔn ni mu na afei wa cha ma bag du nsia na wa hu abrochire kokɔ bag na yɛ dɛ ɛboɔ na wa hwɛ sɛ bag no boy 4,600 na ban so amakuafo 3,200 na wɔn afa 1,000 something nya dodo na akodi akuafo okay so but the problem has been the exchange rate in any case
exchange rate you know IMF forecast say is just artificial. Is that the case?
So exchange rate is artificial.
We cannot rely entirely on our exchange rate.
No, but that is what we have now. Yeah, they calculate your cocoa there. That is what we have. But yes, you did say with gold bond, yeah, they gold scabibre eba. Yeah, they nya dollars. They support your dollar inflow no. Certainly, you will stabilize your dollar no actually. But the point is that mempe argument abata baby I know I can say oh we yes see we o man no tie me a me ba o studio 2024 campaign mu no never and I can say yes see wo mo nti man fa table bi ama me ma figures e kire say ne ton abuchiri say na aban de ma akuafo aban na fa dodo I want your colleagues na eye debate nyina say obi a me kire say de adema yi ne boye say wo the exchange rate check here say na unya e na aban na fa dodo na ka akuafo ni nyina nti
lots of the text messages about Mamen can quickly because we have other two issues to do and then wrap up. The simple analogy if enya among yourself na fray nyina in fact the truth is that if you look at what the NDC did at that time fortunately Mikrom this year two sana mono and he's here he's not run away from the Okan. If you disagree on any seminar what makes our conversation and our democracy beautiful is that you have the opportunity to push out the arguments that you think that he's not being real to the situations as I me they hear me pa and say adena to move $5,040 aba now acquire a difference of less than 200 Ghana cedi. Now the explanation is that your boy home modern way seek to your dollar no inti ama koko kweni no man kakraka said the enkwana because they promised 70 they've delivered the 70 but Sikana Aban because of the performance of the city no it's difficult to get what you want to get but it should be positive for the cocoa farmer inti a lot of the messages say the minister go explain tire but in explaining to be tired it is all of us our interest so upon all the noise they did to our cocoa farmers no it was only 100 and coins Muhammad if you want to be specific 100 and coins Pacho, let's be specific when we do that we ignore the relevance of sustaining a city that is performing against the dollar a key say say at a certain point in the life of Ghana no now the city to the dollar a more rem kakra and prices were skyrocketing abandoned born home dimbi and they by whatever mechanisms they've put in place The omdi kodi dwa e wa manone enho asem. Ye mfa dollar beto cocoa. You know that already. You will change it into a cities to purchase the cocoa. In changing it, that's where the challenge is. Because see the need more clearly you have a challenge with it, but it's good for the country.
When you know, as I'm from answer MPP for Fraconia. Omokoton ye cocoa na yenyante no.
Cocoa na yenyante. Omsiawa no.
Omdi akosiawa. And no ton bag be $2,600. Ton bia. Tell you 330,000 tons. Tieni o de dem journalist yakwaje hu sika no amo ya yusu awie akase ye beti koko no
de nyanti koko no
enfan kotu asaka no eno so bo a wo de to so a de je hu sika no eye $2,600 entesi ade ye ne se yasre wo mo a de nti abo we gura ti ba ye yasre wo mo a yakwaje wo sika no se aban foforo na aba utie ye de o mahene nti o man ye breka kra bi na yantoto niam ayie ansa na sa sika de atumi akodu anya sa afi we kokwa ese pese enya no aban de ese ni so afi we anya kra no so nya 650,000 tons o man ti ayie pa
miti pa
sa what 650,000 tons na ka so yi 330,000 tons ediko tua e ka no de wunya sidi kura anya dai enfrim edinen ka akwa benya ebo no 7,200 yedika ton no 2,600 aji huska wi no asa wo de 330 no kwasa monyim koko na yesa wo ne wo mo yedai eka. Can you imagine this? So I'm surprised. Say you know man before wo ma tuanya sanya kokoduro eko kikasa Mpensenpensenmu we say because look at this, it has never happened in the history of Ghana. Sa ban bi di koko no to the tune of 330,000 aji husika yusu na yen bi fa koko no yedai enkoye.
Okay, so we'll wrap up with this one. Then, just two of why you are here, but when you became there's a full year clutching your MPP Mudiaba, making
naturally.
The world market price is still high. We agree to that.
That's right.
No new production initiatives have been launched in over half a year. We agree to that. Cocoa Board's internal finances are being mismanaged. Farmers have been abandoned. You agree?
Definitely.
IMF July report tells a very strong cocoa board. The IMF commends the previous administration of the productivity enhancement programs such as pruning, mass spraying, and pollination. The IMF also states that the new financial model being used is working and has saved cocoa board money on financing cost. Is that correct?
Maza, the other thing and transform baby, yeah, pruning. Yetwitwa cocoa msen from abefem na cocoa na yede aso cocoa sa wo se be do ho a wo do ho se be ya cocoa no be so at the end of the day no cocoa output na yesen cocoa e piki ye 2021 yenya 1 million 20 something thousand 1,047,000 no omo ko na 500,000 tons so pruning na yetwa mo ese ama cocoa aso no e wo hene then again
with all what they did
yes
and to reflect
I reflected then again abankro na MPP aban na esa di cocoa dua no ekodi aginamu ekoje bosia $650 million so di betwa cocoa nagu no asan dua no foforo oman ye auditing cocoa board will report no eno so ya asem foforo kra omugu so ye ho adwuma $650 million no ye twa kuafo bebre mfo nagu bebre ho aye anua ye twa gu keke few of them eno mutimi dua ye wo mo mbo mo paase mo no muntwangu bebre so yantua wo ka eno ya another area yes ahwe at the same time no o man no wutie me de
me pa
at the same time no o mo so mo koye akuafo na kwan e kwan e cocoa growing areas cocoa rows no o ma contract
so and the jai and auditing the buy na
21 billion eno so ye ka da ho Ghana cedis cocoa rows no kwa me na make a chiro na I'm surprised yen nuanom bi before pekasasa hwa wonim omo te task force bi sanko force mo ga cocoa no ko Burkina Faso ni Togo and the task force no ko chi cocoa no mra task force nyama omo ka yama omo logistics a o betimi dia yesa adwuma no mo say se mo chi cocoa bi a de bre ya de go force mo no sika e benya no ye bechemu miensa ma mu mienu ni afa baako
David, it cannot be possible.
What's it?
David, I'm not privy to this, but don't go to that. How do you do that?
What's it? It cannot be possible.
Now, what kochi adiana bano kwa didi kani kwa zeko. Oh, boy, man, patriotism bit in the show. But the compensation aspect, how do we give you two and the state to take one? How is that possible?
Possible.
Now, how is that possible?
Cocoa Mochi, who estimate here never 30 million Ghana cedis. Omo man for no 20 something million. And Yamina make on handed transition notes, no transition document, handing over documents. I'm the bread transition committee, no. Me na me lead the agri session, no. She may be something. Hey, how?
No, but is that what is happening?
So that's why I make a choice. Say, I'm surprised. Say MPP 40 Bob Montane, knowing very well, say. Exchange rate ni no mo nya calculation bia no bia kaska bisa say these people
Debbie what man come on for baby for how do you how do we hand over a transitional document to you and that document reflects that small cocoa no wa we attempt to be so be board no approve here it is in the record say board now approve say we dey yanko enim da so ban bi mo
that is why I make a choice say the way am mess cocoa sector no say yan fa botre anya kakra yentimi nye ni ye and that is why you take it about President Mahama. There's one thing I like about him omane osi menya bie wano aka asem no mo make sure say dia aka no eno an ye be dey ye be di so na cocoa sector ni nimase ewo finance ene
omo ye free
agri and the
finance
now
the previous one
never agri yeah by a changing law no because of a canoe and that whole baby, you know, the president was say a canoe door sono do. It the ever for na finance and mwasi kasemo and to throw ni ye kakra. Sebe ya koko bodwenya ne ho kakra. You see, Randy Abbey obre because a kwanya o mafaso o koko board ho no. Obi a wonim koko adwuma ni bia nim se message so. In fact, o man test message o mo ho ya me nwanwa pa. On said be am ba am catch us pushing yen ema ye de ensem bi wo ho a wo de ba bontena na sector no kra wo ya collapse no so what you say enti aban no say koko bia me kwa akoto bia me akuafo 70% mako market wo ebu amanya ni akuafo mo nye 70% me the 70% na ye $5,040 kuya ni nye ba wo de ba me mamu amesa ko me currency yes ko me currency mo no me sidi na nya ho the strongest currency in the world now yes say ya ama ye sidi na ye dey akofom wa wote o say we sisi akuafo sani ye sisi akuafo me probi obe prove me say last year no sika no mde ma akuafo no ta ina nye 31%. It was just 31%, 30.1%. And mde ma akuafo no aye FOB no 30.1%. Now mo te office na afi ba ko 3.4 billion Ghana cedis. Yes here the office expenditure administrative cost 34 trillion. And you're make on Auditor General's report. This is what we are changing. And then, yeah, reversing. I'm a queenina war breno. You're mad 70%. Now say, your exchange rate in economy, no exchange rate na ye. I'm a CD equivalent, no, I ketwa. Not the same person, and yet the courage. A general bonte say, yes, is here for.
No.
What do you TC agree to name fans embra? So perfect Ghana.
Yeah, be perfect Ghana, but disabuse that mindset. It's not healthy for us. Tieka say nanti the master plan also can. We the cocoa farmers don't know what is called FOB. We don't care about the dollar rate and the losses that Cocoa Board made in the past. All what we want is our 6,000 per bag of cocoa.
Onye cocoa farmer.
Mahama, I break your heart. What would you say to such a person?
In fact, onye cocoa farmer. Because yagume na ye no. What we said, me na me ranking member. O man no bakaya. Me ma se me ka me sesa. Me say, aban na anya hwe kra no. Enka so ma akuani no based on price awanya no. O ma akuani ni 6,000. Obaka in one of the program me can say eda exchange rate no beba from so your calculation answers what am any problem. But so we sika yanya free cocoa ni mu no. Sa bag bia yanya 9,700 here. So ma akuani no 6,000. Now for 3,700 no kra akuani. And that was the minimum. Say 70% and you calculate is 9,000 na. 9,700 na. Akuani ni ba ko be 7,000. Come by 7,000. 70% they make your forces here. Say exchange rate ni jina baby jina. And you nya bo no 9,700 na sa. Ka Ghana kwanin benya more than the 6,000 we're talking about.
Okay, so horrible.
Enti the best akuafo no say aban ni adwene bia sa o short change kuani bia. The person who answer Ghana akuafo ebedi 70% of the FOB you deliver. Your only challenge they say what's a sako CDC.
Please, it's not a challenge.
No,
it's not a challenge. When we do that, Minister, we are not helping. It's not a challenge.
Good.
We should make Ghanaians understand that in building a country, one of the pillars, we should rather be applauding and praying for sustenance of how you see in the age 10, 25, 11.
Already know Ghana for you bought about say Yama exchange rate. But price buy. Because you know my friend because no price this but the answer say I'm obi antiasia. Obi abaka say na 7 year day. Etie ndo mine no kwasam a wo mu ana maka cho no na da bia mba ha se obisa se bia me ma evidence me mpe me kwa ba bia me se crash bia wonim kokoo mu a wo figures ebe disprove the make cho no mane famra bontene na abia wo ma mu bia no entie na argument ni bi on calculate price no say ye koton na brochi anya say on fa exchange rate in check no mo akuafo amane say de me bo akuafo me come the table to ho na me ya analysis kire akuafo say akuafo your Tom Coco na say the enya. Say the enya dia and go so nya say. In the Abama say dia wesisu. Okay. And still me dey jina mu den.
Okay.
Say this kwan the enya say ska no. And this abo we buy. Kamina Mayor the first person to rise against that.
I've read a lot of your articles that even and I prompt you about some of the things that okay whether and I'll read and it's almost the same that you have
yes.
said. I'm sure moment and I know people are sending messages now. You are the spokesperson now. The Mpensenpensenmu principle. That's been our challenge. That if we want to go back into history and healthy for the country to move forward, we're going to have a challenge because references can be made. Reference. But when we open a chapter, what we are saying is that our politics should be devoid of propaganda, of deceit, of lies. Let's speak to the reality. The reality we are picking out this morning, whether you agree or you don't. It's a fact that the city is performing. It's a fact that the dollar is a measurement for a pricing in terms of cocoa. It's a fact that the $5 and local cocoa. So clearly, if you have all the thousands of dollars now about cocoa, changing back cities now, it's as the city is performing. Who creating make kwabnas and tell me nana me wa fire creating. Clearly, about the complaint actually say, na me think na me say almost we 5,000. Karina minya 3,000 and I call 5,040. And na minya sikabe brisa. It's a truthful to Ghana and to ourselves. Near catching I will say, Esan says Sikano, Ghana Sikana Nadi, airborne homoding, ewa Germansuno, and Nuntin and Manabasa. It is not anything bad for the country Ghana. That's why it's important for government to also look at other things that can sustain and push the welfare of the cocoa farmer higher. Then Simon encouragement. Key amongst them, and the Agric Minister Bako that was we are going back to the free fertilizer issue. Both NDC and MPP. I know if the MPP picks up this matter, the propaganda will be around. And less than 200 or so. And on the surface it's true, but when you break it down, everybody is winning. The country is being run well. In terms of our city to the dollar, no, clearly it will affect other things. And are affecting. So let's be truthful to ourselves as a country. That's where I have an interest. Straight to the point, and transparent as we can, and very, very, very ready to serve Ghana before other interests be follow. Let's streamline our communication in this era. It will help us a lot because I tried the infrastructure and today. We need to open that chapter to help Ghana focus. That is the key. Very important. Feed Ghana.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Good. Mine. Answer the bachelor was here. My man can't be sure. Young watch no cool. May be your ministry.
Okay.
Na besa me boss na OTB. 2024 5th November. Aya banda dan. And we Farmers Day. Kuania wonya overall best farmer. Officer Afram place oh. Dria grown in your man who do we bring. Yan Pianka.
Now again now.
My office nan one or buys and Bemen and Mesrawa, Mina Minya one. Basing there. Ya manya scan to
I said those awards they are not radio though.
I am farmer no. When ya. Afe the onya the best physically challenged farmer award no yenu anu asabi bibi nti omuni ahoden the onya award na wona ye the best no na ose ma no 200,000 ono so wenya nipa miensa eka papa no a onya overall no omunyina omonsa nka omoyi no infa on beka kire na ya de a ha adwen yaso ye prepare say this year so ye beye bie say omo edi ka ye ni anfa mo na sa okofro obi kura so ma ya afiafo no be lusu gideon ti nyambo echena nyame adaroma ye nyeska no edi before aboaye enti ye nyeska ye de be ma award no ye de be ma wo mo enti chena no me man santwefo nyina behwe bi na ye de sa award no ama wo mo na this year no obi biara e be ma na award biara no obeje na award ansa no afi awia bonase.
I hope that is the case.
Eni kwai say ye de kofa
so baby I ugina wo cancel say no.
Yes.
I hope it will be the case.
Exactly. You know how I work. Say fe na be kofi gana de be hu bebre. Enya de be ma kwan say obi emeye ayi yafa bibi nchiro say waje wabra woni ye nyi bio. Obia be gina award ansa na bakọ no baby. Now feed Ghana. Mine feed Ghana ne say ya man twedi ampon ne adini said na afie kana no pay no ye wasase bide a esopa anya aman nyina na wo saa ye wonsuo ne nam ya asase mu anya nipa nyina na wo no saa ye omrante ne mabaawa e wa hoden betimi aye adwuma ana ba adwadie nso a the whole Africa ayi free continental ayi nyina esia ha continental free trade ya ha na wo so adenti na agriculture no yentimi nnu aduane e ma de ebedie kura yenya na yekra nneoma bi tse entosi free Burkina Faso yekra agene free Niger so Burkina Faso timi duantos emeye yi a ede na Ghana yentimi nua kan you imagine say cool ni si ye no na ye ma na akofa jene ba no ye mo mo fama na ni nyina proper ade ne yentimi nua na ha enti feed Ghana ne say ye de bese san agriculture no ede aya de foforo ama aduane abu ama Ghana ni ba bia nya bia ye dey adi na ya send the agriculture na produce raw materials agro processing companies no ombenya bidia ya adwuma no mo so afa nipa adwuma ene be ma 24-hour economy no etimi agina brane and the feed Ghana we want to feed the people of Ghana and the agro industries in Ghana
simple
and when
mashase
ya shase ne na ya di ka pa no e campaign because your policy bia you need the people to be part of it. So man for now so mo anya bia policy no enye yi. And indeed Ghana's agricultural sector a private sector led ankrankro and a year kuya no. And the government will just create the enabling environment. Na ma ankrankro etimi ayo mo adwuma.
Partisan approach na.
Anya partisan campaign aye ni se sia no. And say yes say first wo Ghana ha bia wo fie wo fie no. Ye garden kakra wo fie. Dua mako kakra, vegetables kakra, bibi kakra betumi adua no bi adua. Na support o feeding wo fie ho. Eno be ma cost of feeding the house no. Abafom. Na ama cost of living so ayefo e de ama obi a. O man ye board awro no. Eye me de send me report to you ama Ghana fo nyina ate. Say Ghana fo bebre home garden no, om do ho ahyem. In fact, if you kuya no. Obi grad difference honorable da be na baba mi fi abehwe de mayer ha wo ha no bi asendo video hwe ne mayer obi fi ha sei nti uba ministry a obi grad team ma mi ba o say behwe ne ma madua no fi obaje na ya mama world behwe na say amanfo anya interest wo then yes I campaign say state institutions and participate in agriculture ye board awro no state institutions bebre do ho ahyem Ghana military omo bae ho say kuya no mo ye bi dada ba fi Ghana nti on pese omo ye dai e bam omo ni me no ka say omo do omo ahyem den
the military
yes kase pa prisons ya momo fertilizer nyoma bebre omo so do omo ahyem kase pa in fact kanya so krom grade kanya se me ko omo akia because omo asase no ba bia woni mutwe ndo so omo nya kia omo be ko site wo akoye adwuma a omo so guso den now no sanchani bi ko ahafo so ko secondary schools are eye kuya ni bi because this secondary school bi anso
onye kuya
onye garden
that's been with us a long time name me etiko ekra It's part of it.
Omani abre papa. In fact, school say ntimi nye bi sesi ane kakra bi. Omo so kra bi approach yes on pacho nesi ade. Omba yiro ho aye den aye bi. Yes o ya. Fa support on kra ni feeding. Dia wase aton no. Ton na nya huska. Na no zanjefo no call kukum secondary school, grade secondary school. Kohwe nioma o maye no ho be ka chem say chief. Omo hia so beto machine kra mo na ba say omo dua ndada. Abeno adru tama also mo process na nyasem ketwa no mutimi eye ho adwuma enti ye de aka ye yi ho me koto na me yam kohwe schools na yi a school etesa no ye beto sa machine na o metimi de aye abeno ama aye nwo no manya market ye be ye ni nyina e de asupporto safo no enti secondary school bebre e participate no mind no nim de e wo yes I ye campaign say churches sorry wo mo so nye kwadwuma ni bi na Ghana ho nimsi wo nsoro asori church schools ye wa asori bebre church schools
nsoro church schools
asori do so church schools me count me count number of schools am wo me chrome na me wo be 9 me count asori na me wo 39
nsoro
nko enti say asofo no som na asori bia ye afu a ekomeba o mari me wa say come the asori mana effect correction again o kanya me asam trade background obi anfiu enti bodawro as part of your campaign no say church bia anso fa no honye dai enhyem me no ka say asol ni bebre ayebi asol bi na no ye ko akrodie ko hwe Savior Church esa twefo on the video bae o mahene body enko ma ye 200 hectares body enko a Savior Church akrodie enko no Nede church ni bobo maba so. Nede church ni nyina be hia me.
Yeah.
In fact ye ba office for no. Unse na ye suro se ekom ebeba because na penesi esrem no. Na fe Ghana san twere se ye kopabosia wo ECOWAS bio. Ye di ka akwajo maburo ne mo a ye ntimi ntua. Ene ye san twere second wine. Ene om se ye kofa free Burkina Faso. Ene ku no ba enti na o ma me ya mfa ama. Enti na mi suro se ahwa ye nya aduane no ebi. Ndina me nante ahwe o ma de aduane ni bia ye dey esie ena me call Savior Church omo ka James akoma to yem ye wa bro ne mo ho a ye de esie tons edu time bia mu hia ho kire ho a ye betimi dia support mo anya mo nko Presbyterian Church atwa bre so mo so ye kuaduma no mo ye bia no mo bam Baptist Church so for panyini na ne do ba office omo ne abeka say omo so mo ye 100 acres wo mo so ye bi Pentecost Church so ye agriculture ni bi SDA Church churches bebre eye na kese ya catch one say de eye pese obi aye na say pese aduane ye den ebu Ghana o man hene say sa campaign we nko a obi a de ho jimbia na unim say de eme de kra say mo say for kra bebre so ye kuya ni
kuya de hu hia
na ye nuan me bonyum footballers ne ade obi afra bi a mesma ye bio and unim say journalist bi kan ready say obi jai kra ko ye kuya enti campaign no has been very successful. Then apart from the campaign, we be say question say dear ni ye. O ma hene your story no story a ede. Number 1. Ghana ha ya sase no. Mfidia ye de test nsase no. Ye de no na enimu papa. On sase no e so test. Na wo hu nutrient a eni asase nim. Na wahunu fertilizer wo de beguma be fa sa nutrient na ma asase no se be ya wudua de na ubenya de wo pe enti ye nhye no ye ne FAO Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations edin komo me kan ha se wo ma to o ma esika ye to afidie a ye de be test ye soil no na ye no ma ye nhye akuma se soil laboratory no ye no foforo kra to international status a e be the best in the whole West Africa. So be ya between test your soils no na ya manage soil no effectively.
Okay.
Afin so AGRA Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa. AGRA. Wonim di oma ya maye. Oma ma yesika. Yento afidie papa ye betimi dia test fertilizer. Yento afidie papa ye betimi dia test seed a ye dua no. Ye seed na ye di dua no. Oma hene no achi no. Anope na mo kan irrigation. Mamen ka ha kakra na ti ho yi pa.
Unfortunately, yebre na yebre.
Oh,
fache.
Finya na nasa.
Yebre na yebre.
Nasa nya wonte we.
Yebre na yebre. Ewie bomodia na apia yi.
Say cooperative kra no. Yes, you have form cooperative. Yes, started 2 months ni. say you form almost 60,000 cooperatives. You form almost 60,000 cooperatives. They say you acquire irrigation or Ashanti region. You acquire Nuso, you acquire about 10 communities are more inland valleys. You acquire irrigation now. You acquire Tanoso in Chachiman. You acquire Kawampe. A year cry in the Bruno. Oh, Mamenasi. You acquire Sunafosa. Mamenasi. You acquire Avayime. Mamenasi. You acquire Via. Egusi must see a better. Bedasi, thank you so much. Orawa Opoku. Nami admire.